"You're endangering our community," she bellowed into the phone as she dialed the authorities on me for setting up security cameras at my lakeside retreat. This neighborhood association had accused me of spying on folks and creating a menace. When the deputies rolled up, she stood there with a smirk, expecting my handcuffs. But they dug into the land records instead. Her smug grin vanished like mist at dawn. The lady who'd just branded me a crook looked like she'd stared down a specter. What could those records reveal to strike such fear? What secrets lurked beneath her polished facade? The answers will stun you. For 3 long months, I'd watched my grandfather's fishing cabin fall into disrepair on the north shore of Lake Tranquility. The weathered pine siding and rickety pier, once home to the finest walleye catches in the state, stood silent. George Harris had hammered this haven together in 1952, raising me here every summer until he passed 2 years back. Now it was mine, headaches and all. Twice lately, I trekked up from the city to find signs of intruders, cigar stubs on the deck, soda cans tossed in the den, and hints of shady dealings. The local sheriff's office took notes, but said they couldn't babysit every empty spot in the county. So I took charge. John Harris, 52, former electrical engineer, now advising on real estate woes. I designed alarm systems for years before shifting to sorting out land squabbles. If anyone could lock down a humble fishing spot, it was me. I packed my SUV with top-notch gear. Cameras, sensors, sturdy locks. The setup was simple. Record it all, prove ownership, warn off snoopers. By midday, cameras covered every angle. Alerts pinged my phone. Deadbolts gleamed new. Last touch, bold signs declaring private property, under surveillance, violators prosecuted. All above board, aimed at safeguarding my kin's heritage. I checked the feeds, sharp as a tack, and breathed easy. No more uninvited guests trashing Grandpa's memory. I was tweaking views on my laptop when she showed, a woman in her mid-50s, sharp in a gray pantsuit amid the rustic woods, marching over the line with a fancy binder. Her black sedan blocked my drive, a classic boss move I'd seen in boardrooms. "Sir, we need to talk about these unauthorized gadgets," she declared before I fully opened the door. Her tone dripped command. "I'm Karen Thompson, chair of the Lakeside Shores Homeowners Association. Those cameras are aimed at shared spaces, harassing decent people and breaking our rules." She waved at my setup like it was poison ivy. I stepped out, steady. "Ma'am, these are shielding my place from break-ins. We've had vandals, and worse twice this month." I showed the focus, all on my turf. Nothing beyond my lines. It felt odd, getting schooled on my own inheritance by a stranger. "Our guidelines require approval for changes, especially surveillance," Karen pressed on, scribbling notes. "Folks are uneasy about this aggressive vibe you're stirring." "Aggressive?" I just fortified my spot. "Ma'am, I'm guarding what's mine from crooks. If that bothers someone, maybe ask why." Her pushy style rang bells from old corporate turf wars. "I'm reporting your hostile attitude," Karen snapped, yanking out her cell. She backed to her car, broadcasting. "There's a man at the lake installing spy gear on neighbors. He's belligerent, won't comply. He could be a threat, with eyes on everything." I stood amazed. In under half an hour, she'd painted me as the villain for defending my property. But I spotted the ploy, not safety, but control, claiming sway over my family's ground. The sheriff's SUV pulled in soon after. A burly guy in his 50s, Sheriff Tom Jenkins, eyed the scene evenly, glancing at my cameras with what seemed like pro-interest, not alarm. "Ma'am, you called about a dispute over security tech," Jenkins said, pulling up county maps on his device. "Sir, explain your setup and how it ties to nearby lots." "Sheriff, I got this from my grandpa, George Harris, built in '52. I pointed to ancient markers. Break-ins prompted the cameras, all on my side. I handed over deeds and surveys. Jenkins studied them, then turned to Karen sternly. "Ma'am, your deed? Records show your house might overlap Mr. Harris's land." The air shifted. From her complaint to her potential trespass. Karen faltered. "Officer, it's a mix-up. He doesn't get our local packs. We've shared shore access for years." "Sheriff, let's see her title," I said, sensing leverage. My land know-how screamed red flags. Jenkins compared files. Karen spun tales. Me as a land grabber, forged papers. But data showed her patio on my soil. We'll need surveyors for this, Jenkins concluded. Mr. Harris, your cameras are fine on your bounds. He noted her possible issue. Karen ranted about theft of communal land, vowing complaints. But her bluster rang false against the sheriff's doubt. Post-departure, my footage showed her charge, accusations, then panic at boundaries. In her car, you said that strip was mine, hinting at deeper deceit. Karen hadn't just complained, she'd scripted dominance. But today it backfired. Grandpa always warned, worst foes twist rules for gain. By dawn, the fight hit paperwork. County stamped filings. Jenkins's report flagged civil review. Neighbors eyed lines warily. Karen stormed the office, yelling custom trumped old deeds. Clerks stuck to forms. For once, her push met walls. Abstracts confirmed. My parcel predated her sub, no shore for her terrace. Facts spoke soft but firm. Posture changed, me calm with proof, her guarded, words potential ammo. Jenkins reread amid her theatrics. Tablet matched old plat to now, her add-ons offer title. No drama, just civil court nod, preserve status quo. Mrs. Thompson, your 87 deed skips the lake bit your place sits on, Jenkins stated formally. About 12% of your build is on his land. Sort it legally. Karen reeled. For 12 years, she'd claimed what wasn't hers, using association clout to dodge checks. My cameras? Her nightmare, proof. She's stealing shared space. Adverse rights. But hollow against surveys. Jenkins advised pros, noted her woes. Roll flip, caller now probed. She tried memos, reviews. Theater, powerless against lines. Jenkins saw her as suspect, not victim. Alone on the porch, I pondered. Simple cams unearthed likely fraud. Karen's rush exposed her. Grandpa's files showed 87 devs offering big for access. He refused. Pattern, bully over buy. Her bold play boomeranged, sparking scrutiny of her claims. My alert buzzed, her sedan back. Lip reading. You swore it was included. Not solo accomplices? Night fell. I planned digs into her web. This ran deep. Pro surveyor Mike Reynolds arrived early, whistled at mess. 2 hours. Confirmed 0.25 acre overlap. Markers tampered. Crime level. Moved stakes with fresh pour. Not error. Intent. Mike said. GPS nailed it. Attorney called. No solo face-off. Paper trail key. Found her gardening on my dirt. Nervous glances. Mrs. Thompson, survey shows overlap. Markers shifted. I said, handing report. She countered cool. Consulted lawyer on possession laws. 12 years open use claims title over old papers. Neighbors whispered fence doubts. Chat quieted. Her sway slipped. But she flashed files, minutes, approvals, policies, all on wrong land. Elaborate facade. Community backs my rights, she boasted. But HOA can't grant unowned land. Insurance on lies. These prove fraud, not ownership, I said. Her stack evidenced deceit. Panic peaked, accused harassment. But proof mounted, knowing trespass. Filed trespass suit, triggered probes. Her lender financed phantom land? She filed counters, me terrorizing elders, wrecking harmony. Restraining hearing. Her sob story versus my maps, tampered stakes. Judge Emily Carter swayed initial, but evidence shifted, fraud beyond dispute. Denied order, hinted criminal referral. Gavel sealed her slip. Post-court, you started war you can't win. Threat noted. 48 hours. Cams caught sabotage, cut power, smashed gear. Consultants leave graffiti. Social blast. Her as victim, me vulture. Petition swelled, media bit. Tracked my truck, calls threatened, mail vanished. Then Linda Davis, ex-clerk, approached wary. Know her past. 30 years office, off-books dirt. Revealed, targeted fuzzy bounds 12 years. HOA to intimidate. 3 families folded under pressure. Files, intimidation, fraud, tampering. Tapes, bribes, handle owners. Federal crimes, mail mess, conspiracy. Let her overstep. Catch big. She did. With goons, demanded deed sign for safety. Accidents hit stubborn folk. Streamed to cloud. Confessions, threats captured. Smashed phone, obstruction added. But feed safe. Notes, emails piled charges. Rico loomed. HOA meet. Her rally versus me. But I played tape. Room stunned. Fraud admissions, violence hints. Linda corroborated. Diverted funds, staged claims. Victims spoke. Pattern clear, spot weak, harassed to grab. She cried fake, but proof solid. Board ousted her unanimous. Jenkins arrested. Extortion, fraud. Search, victim files, official ties. Corruption web. Rigging, zoning fixes, millions skimmed. Arrest sparked bigger probe. Bailed, she staged break-in, fingered me. But alibi iron. Conference away, GPS, witnesses. Scene fake. Inside breaks, her prints. Arrest 2. False report, perjury. Court emergency. Vacate 72 hours. Demo at cost. $112,000 rent back. Screamed rights, but cuffed again. Meltdown. Threats added harassment. Jail call spun her whistleblower. Backfired with evidence. RICO hit. 10 officials nabbed. Scheme exposed. Tried hitman. Undercover. Murder plot sealed fate. Court. Demo ordered. Restitution $298,000. New HOA transparent. Linda oversaw. Guilty plea. 22 years. Life and in prison. Judge Sarah Wilkins. Betrayal of trust. Deter others. Overturns. $1.6 million victims. Reforms. Rotations. Verifications. HOA limits. Her legacy. Safeguards from her ilk. Cooperation could cut time, but pride ensured max. Her greed undid vast corruption. Months on. Porch sunrise. Cabin restored per grandpa's plans. Business boomed. Writes consulting from here. Taught kids fishing, like him. Young Billy from next door. Teach me. Past wisdom. Her cop call boomeranged to her eviction. Justice shielded futures. What do you think about violence and injustice in everyday life? Share your thoughts in the comments. Take a stand on how we handle bullies and corruption. Your views could spark great discussion.